Most people get this wrong when they think about starting a company in Lithuania. They assume it is complicated, slow, or only suitable for locals or EU residents. But that is not true. Lithuania is actually one of the most efficient and digitally advanced company registration systems in Europe, if you understand how it really works. Here's the truth no one tells you up front. Starting a company in Lithuania is not difficult because of legal complexity. It becomes difficult only when people misunderstand digital identity rules, banking requirements, or skip key registration steps. Now here is exactly what you are going to learn in this video. You will understand how company formation in Lithuania works in 2026, which company type foreigners choose, how the full step-by-step registration process works, required documents, real costs, timelines, banking setup, tax system, and the biggest mistakes that delay approval. By the end, you will have a complete roadmap that actually makes sense. And we are starting immediately with the most important concept. Because before anything else, you need to understand Lithuania's digital business environment. Now here's where most beginners get confused. They think company registration is still a fully manual process. In Lithuania, it is not. It is heavily digitized. Lithuania is part of the European Union, and it has one of the most advanced e-governance systems in the world. That means many steps can be completed online using digital identity tools. Now here's where it gets interesting. You can register a company in Lithuania without physically visiting the country in many cases, but you need proper digital access or a representative. Now let's move into the most important question. Can foreigners start a company in Lithuania? The answer is yes. Foreigners can fully own companies in Lithuania. There is no requirement to be a citizen or resident for ownership. But here's the catch. You must have proper identification and access to the registration system. That usually means either a Lithuanian e-residency type access, an EU-compatible digital signature, or a local service provider who handles registration on your behalf. Now here's what many beginners don't realize. Lithuania is very open to foreign ownership, but strict with compliance. So accuracy matters more than speed. Now let's talk about company structure. The most common company type in Lithuania is called UAB, which stands for Uždaroji Akcinė Bendrovė. You don't need to memorize it. Just think of it as Lithuania's version of a private limited company. It is similar to an LLC in the United States or a limited company in the UK. The key advantage is limited liability. Your personal assets are generally protected from business debts. Now here's where it gets interesting. A UAB is designed for both small startups and scalable international companies, which is why it is the standard choice for foreigners. Now let's talk about something very important that beginners often misunderstand. To start a UAB in Lithuania, you need minimum share capital. The standard requirement is 1,000 euros. At least 250 euros must be paid before registration, and the rest can be contributed later, depending on structure. Now here's the important detail. This capital is not a fee. It belongs to the company, and can be used for business operations after registration. Now here's a curiosity loop for you. In a minute, I will show you the exact step-by-step process that determines whether your company gets registered in a few days or gets delayed due to banking or documentation issues. But first, let's talk about documents. You will need articles of association. This is the main legal document that defines ownership, company purpose, capital structure, and governance rules. It must follow Lithuanian legal standards. You will also need identification documents such as a passport, proof of address, and in some cases certified translations depending on your nationality and registration method. Now here's where most beginners make a critical mistake. They underestimate document accuracy. In Lithuania, even small errors can cause rejection during registry or bank checks. Now let's move into the step-by-step process. Step 1 is choosing your company name. Your company name must be unique and not already registered in Lithuania. It must also comply with naming rules and cannot mislead about business activity. Now here's a retention moment. The next step is where many delays happen, not because it is complex, but because it involves legal setup and identity verification. Step 2 is preparing founding documents. This includes articles of association. It defines shareholders, ownership percentages, business activity, and company structure. Now here's where it becomes important. In Lithuania, these documents can often be signed digitally, if you have a qualified electronic signature. This is one of the biggest advantages of the system. But here's the problem. If you do not have a compatible digital signature, you may need a local notary or service provider. Step 3 is depositing share capital. You open a temporary bank account and deposit the required capital. The bank issues confirmation that is required for registration. Now here's where it gets interesting. Without this bank confirmation, the registry will not approve your company. So banking is not optional. It is part of the legal chain. Now let's pause here for a second. Many beginners assume banking comes after registration. In Lithuania, banking is often part of the setup process itself. Step 4 is registration with the Lithuanian Register of Legal Entities. This is the official authority that registers companies. Once approved, your company receives its registration number and becomes legally active. Now here's the moment everything becomes real. This is when your company officially exists in Lithuania. Step 5 is tax registration. After incorporation, your company is automatically registered with the tax authorities. You receive a tax identification number required for invoicing and compliance. Now let's pause here because this is important. Many beginners think they can start operating immediately without understanding VAT rules. But depending on your business model, VAT registration may also be required. In Lithuania, VAT registration becomes mandatory once your annual turnover exceeds 45,000 euros. However, voluntary VAT registration is also available and commonly used by international businesses. Now here's a curiosity loop. In a minute, I will show you how long the full process actually takes and what experienced founders do to avoid delays. But first, let's talk about banking. Step 6 is opening a permanent business bank account. This account is used for all transactions. Your share capital is transferred here after registration, and all financial activity flows through it. Now, here's a real-world example. Imagine Alex, a freelance software developer from India.ua. He registers a Lithuanian UEB body. He works with clients in Germany and Scandinavia. He invoices through his Lithuanian company, receives payments in euros, and operates a fully EU-recognized business structure. This is why Lithuania is attractive. It offers e-credibility combined with a highly digital administrative system. Now let's talk about timing. In a smooth case, company registration in Lithuania takes around 3 to 5 business days. Sometimes faster if digital signatures and documents are perfectly prepared. But here's the key insight most people miss. Speed is not luck. It is preparation. Clean documentation always leads to faster approval. Now, let's talk about cost. The cost of starting a company in Lithuania is moderate compared to other EU countries. It includes registration fees, notary fees if required, bank setup costs, and optional service provider assistance. But here's what really matters. The cost of mistakes is always higher than the cost of setup. A rejected application or delayed bank account can slow your entire business launch. Now let's move into ongoing obligations because this is where real responsibility begins. Once your company is active, you must maintain accounting and tax compliance. Lithuania requires bookkeeping, financial reporting, and tax filings, even if your company has no revenue. Now, here's a common mistake. Many beginners assume inactive companies have no obligations. That is incorrect. Compliance is mandatory. This is why many foreign founders hire local accountants. It ensures compliance and avoids penalties. Now let's talk about VAT strategy again. If you are working with EU clients or planning to scale, VAT strategy becomes important early. But registering too early without understanding your structure can create unnecessary administrative work. So timing matters more than urgency. Now here's the final insight before we wrap up. Lithuania is not only part of the European Union, but also one of the fastest digital administration countries in Europe. That makes it highly attractive for international entrepreneurs who want EU access with efficient setup. What? Now, let's quickly summarize everything. To start a company in Lithuania in 2026, you choose a UEB structure, secure capital of at least €1,000, prepare founding documents, deposit share capital, register with the legal entities register, obtain tax registration, open a business bank account, and maintain ongoing compliance. The biggest takeaway is simple. Lithuania is one of the most efficient EU company formation systems, but only if you follow the correct digital and legal steps in the right order. And now you have a complete roadmap from idea to fully operational Lithuanian company. If you found this guide useful, make sure to like the video, leave a comment with your questions, and subscribe. In upcoming videos, I will break down how to scale international companies using e-jurisdictions, including banking strategies, tax optimization, and client acquisition systems that work in 2026.